Hello and welcome to Cabelo, the root of it all. Our guest today has 32 years in the barbering industry. She's a business owner and an academy owner as well. We're going to talk about barbering in general and the standard of education. So, Vikki Harrison Smith, how are you?
Hello, thank you for having me.
Oh, you're more than welcome. How are you feeling about today?
I'm excited, actually. I think this is amazing.
Good. Well, first, before we actually start, we're going to go through your past, your present, and your future. I just want to break the ice a little bit. We've got a box of mystery gifts inside. I just want you to pick one and see what you get.
Let's go.
It's the very best of TikTok shop. Don't overthink it. Just take it. And bigger's not always better, but you've gone for a little one. What have you gone for?
Oh, we use these in the academy. Smelling salts.
There we go.
There you go. This is for Laura.
There we go. You can have a good sniff just in case I bore you through today. You just have a sniff and wake yourself up. Right. So, like I said, we're going to go through your past, your present, and your future. All about yourself, the industry, and what you're up to, really. So, first of all, the past. How did you get into the barbering industry?
Well, when I left school, I was told through a questionnaire, because that's what we used to do, that I needed to be a beauty therapist or a hairdresser. Mm-hmm. I think I struggled in school quite a lot. I've touched on this before. You're either creative or you're sort of more academic brain. Yeah. And I think the industry at the time was more full of creatives. Changed a little bit now, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But so I was told to go down that route. I tried beauty therapy, hated it, and went straight into hairdressing. And then from there, I was rinsing perms. I was an apprentice, you see. Yeah. Gassing too much. I was soaking in all the clients, talking to me mate who was an apprentice as well. And I used to get wrong all of the time. Mm-hmm. So he said, zip it. He was like saying, zip it. Malcolm H up the top of the town. Okay. He's a legend. Yeah. And I just thought, I'm leaving. I don't like this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to rinse perms. I don't want to rinse colours and wash hair all day. And he just said, get your stuff and get into the barber shop then, because it was a terraced house. The living room at the top was the barber shop, and then you went down where the kitchen area and stuff would be, and that was all the ladies. And I left the ladies, and I never looked back. I used to look down now and again, but I was in the barber shop from then, and I loved every minute of it. It just was me to a T.
I was going to say, so what was it that was dramatically different from working on and with women to then the men?
I think when working with women, for me, I was like a tomboy. If I showed you a picture of what I looked like until I was 14, 15, you'd probably be quite shocked. I had short hair. I was up the trees. I had two older brothers. I was out playing football. I had skateboards, scooters, everything, BMXs. Mm-hmm. So I think for me, being around men's a better fit for me.
Right.
The crack, the banter. It just suits me, and I love it.
And where did you go from there? Did you ever have a think that you wanted to own your own shop at any point?
Never. I think for me, I've just enjoyed every step. I didn't really have big ambitions going into barbering. I just thought of it as a job that I enjoyed. Obviously, I progressed into different shops. I moved to Edinburgh with my boyfriend at the time. I got a job up there. I learned quite a lot from Janet, who I worked for. She was brilliant. She showed me a different side to barbering that I'd never seen before. I learned a lot. I came back home. I worked in different shops here, picked up techniques along the way. I wasn't taught barbering as such. I had to figure a lot out myself, which has made me a better teacher, actually, because I break everything down. But yeah, I fell into owning my own shop because my dad was changing premises and he took over the old barber shop in the village, but he couldn't put change of use in yet. So I just went in. He went, just go in, see what you do. You might like it.
And how old was you at the time?
I was 25.
Right, okay.
It wasn't for me. I did it for a while. Right. I made really good relationships with people.
Did you have a team as well?
Yeah, my husband at the time was my apprentice.
Right, okay.
Well, my husband now, not at the time. My husband now,
Yeah,
he was my best friend for years and we got together years later. But
Yeah.
yeah, I did have a team. There was 3 of us. That was enough. I'm not really, I like to change. I enjoyed it. I sold it and went into teaching.
Yeah, yeah. So let's go back to that point then. So how long did you have that barbershop for?
I would say 29, maybe 30. I had it about 5 years.
Right, okay.
5 years, and then started working at South Tyneside College.
Okay. And was it the lack of flexibility that you had, or was it the responsibility of a team and, you know, the bills, the business?
Flexibility for me.
Yeah.
If a lot of the students ask me about owning their own shop, and I always say it's up to you what your ambitions are, but if you don't like being tied, don't open a shop.
Yeah.
There's so many good opportunities out there to make money, rent a chair, you know, you don't have to be tied to that one spot. That doesn't define success. Success is being fully booked and having freedom.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As I've got older, I've realised that.
Yeah. And it is an age thing. You do have to go through those steps, don't you,
do.
to find out the kind of barber or stylist that you want to be.
Yeah.
And the people you want to be around, and how does it look like, does it feel like? So you've just said then you went from a business owner into a college. So that's a very different environment as well.
Yeah.
How did that transition? Did it transition quite easy, or was it quite difficult?
I knew someone at the college, Andrea Hutchinson, Malcolm's wife. So she was like, you'd make a great teacher, come in. So I started running night classes, and then I started getting my qualifications, and it all just rolled. I just roll with it. I just see where life takes me. I'm very like that. I rolled with it, and I found that I went in to make a big difference, and it was very difficult to make a big difference. There's some amazing teachers out there, but it's hard to make a difference in that environment. It's a big business, and people forget that. You know, like what I charge for a course, what a college gets off the government is triple that.
Right.
I would say that they get a lot of money for that. And the standard of education is different because you're controlled quite a lot.
Yeah.
So sometimes the right person for that job role gets put somewhere else. And someone on a full-time contract who has to pick hours up will take that job role. So in the barber, and if it's not even their speciality, sometimes things might have changed. I'm not so sure. But when I worked there, that's what it was like. I used to have to teach beauty students as well because I had a qualification in beauty. So I'd take the kids, the 14, 15-year-olds who were doing the naughty kids. You know, I used to love that.
Yeah.
It's great. I love working with people. People are really important to me. And if I can make a difference to them, and that's what I love doing.
And there was a real misunderstanding about that, wasn't it? Because I came into hairdressing, I would say a bit later. So I was like 21, 22. So I was classed as old. But there was a lot of children, or I say children now because we're older, but, you know, 16-year-olds, you know, young adults that were classed as didn't perform very well, or they were naughty. They were never kind of celebrated in the creative side. Did you see that as well?
Yeah. I did a little reel not so long ago about there's a big difference. So education has changed, okay? So I never stay the same. I'm always evolving. I always want the academy to be better. I always want the standards to be better. And I've found over the last 5 to 8 years, there's more corporate people who've got corporate jobs coming into the creative industry.
Yeah.
So teaching these people, so you'll have old school barbers like, well, I don't know, you just pick up the hair and do it.
Yeah.
No. You need, these people work by structure. So they need a how, a why, and a when. And that's where my teaching has evolved.
Yeah.
I might have a class of 8. Everyone might learn different. We have to evolve to be a good teacher for all of those
you have to
people.
adapt to each brain, don't you, really, and how they actually consume your education.
Yeah. And what have they got going on in their lives? You know, some people might come into work and into the academy and they're having a bad day. They're going through big changes in their lives. They're worried. They're anxious about the future. You know, people have like anxiety. There's a lot going on within the academy, and I love it, but it isn't easy.
So let's take you back then. So you're in college now. How long were you teaching in the college?
I had Sonny at 35. I went in, I started my training, I'm sure I was about 28, 29, dabbling into it. So I started my qualifications then, and then I went in and sold it probably between my business 29 and 30 to go in and teach. I had my boys little, so I went in to teach about then. So by the time I left, I would say I was about 35, 36, because I just had Sonny.
Yeah.
And that was the change.
Amongst all this as well, you're juggling a child.
A child, 3.
Who's 3 at the time?
No, I had 3 children.
Oh, you had 3 children?
Yeah.
Children.
I had really young. When I had Sonny, me other boys were 5 and 6.
Right, so 5, 6 and a brand new
baby.
one.
And I opened the academy. What?
At the same time. Right,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So SB Barbering Academy is when you opened up when you were around 35, 36?
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay, right. So,
well, I started in the shop originally just to dabble into it.
Yeah.
To see if I could do it.
Yeah, brilliant. So what made you jump into, right, okay, I want my own academy. This is a reflection of me, my education. You know, did you feel like, right, I've learned it now. I kind of want to start sharing that?
No, it was actually because I felt like I wanted to make such a big difference, but I was in a controlled environment where I couldn't. And I don't take lightly to being told what to do.
Yeah.
So my classes on the night in the college were literally, I used to go down to the canteen. I'm not having these students do nothing. They're not here to do nothing. So an hour before, I'd go down to the canteen. I'd get all the engineering students. I'd say, you need to make your way up to the hairdressing department. It was upstairs at the time. There was queues at the door. That's how I like it. That's how you're going to learn to cut hair. Yeah. You can't learn to cut hair not cutting hair.
Yeah.
And I think it was a little bit chaotic, but I can work in a chaos. I like it. I can work under pressure.
Yeah.
And I felt I was going to get into trouble for it. And I did. Maybe I wasn't the best organizer. So I think at the time I was told we need to rein this in a little bit. And I went off to have Sonny, and it was all, I thought, I can do it myself. I can do it. I've got great self-belief. I just believe in myself. If I want to do it, I'll do it.
Amazing. So you've opened up SB Barbering Academy.
Well, I went in the shop first to get accredited.
Yeah.
That was harder than I thought. I thought when you get accredited, you can draw money from the government and I can just get as many people as I want. No, I was absolutely delusional at that point.
Right.
People have to pay. I don't get funding from nowhere.
Okay.
So then I thought, ooh. But there was a guy in Scotland called Colin who had hard grind. Well, he didn't have hard grind at the time. He was a hairdresser and he'd opened in a streetwear store, a barber shop. And he was like, I need to get my qualification in barber and I want to learn a little bit more tradition. So I used to travel up to Dundee and he became really successful. I've trained a lot of successful people over the years, obviously 14 years.
Yeah,
Is it 14 years? 2014, 12 years.
Yeah.
12, 13 years. So, yeah. And then I got 4 people to come into the shop and pay me to teach them their level 2. And we used to do it 1 day a week. And then I had a guy who was my mate who said, you need to just open a shop. You need to open an academy. He went, there's a place in town, I'm going to take you over. I went in, there was no water, no electricity. It was just rubble on the floor. It was supposed to be part of the bowling alley. They didn't want it. And I just looked at it and thought, what on earth? I had a young baby. I had our Sonny here like this. And I just thought, and then I'm so ballsy. I just went, right, I'll take it. And I was thinking, who's going to want to come to me? Who wants to come to me? And Instagram started and I exploded on Instagram. And that's how it all started. People from Scotland, people from down south, people from the other end of the country, people from Germany, Dubai, everywhere.
Amazing.
I know.
And can you take yourself back to that point and just go, was it just like a swan? You were trying to keep everything calm and you're really kicking your legs underneath the water?
Oh, yeah. I actually look back at that time of my life and think I could never go back to that. It was chaos. I lived in absolute chaos. And I've never been diagnosed. My husband calls it turbo brain. You can guess what I think it is.
Yeah.
But it was chaotic. There's been times when I've crashed my car. It just so all over the place.
Yeah.
I did it. I got through it, but I would never go back.
But that's how, good things start though, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of energy, a lot of passion. And actually you're saying being ballsy, but it's taking that risk. And that's the entrepreneurial side of you, is that you like a bit of risk because it's a bit exciting.
Love it.
So that's your past. So let's take it to the present now. You've just said it's been 12, 13 years of the Barbering Academy. What's going on now? What's 2026? When we say present, it's this year. Mm-hmm. How has it been for you off the back of what we've kind of seen as a barber boom? Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of competition on the high street now and within the industry. And there's a lot of, as far as education goes, but as far as barbershops, how has that brought you up to now? What's been your biggest challenges, I suppose?
When I started, it was very simple. So everything that's taught in the academies comes from my brain, little sayings, little techniques, like everything. I've got a way to teach everything. But I've found over the years, I've had to evolve a lot, like a chameleon. I go, whatever's there, I have to learn it, whatever's there. I just find that it's been waves all the way up until this point, and there's nothing that can challenge me now. So people want to learn. I was all about tradition, and I still am. I still think you need those core techniques. Mm-hmm. So when Cliff trained, it was a lot different to what it is now. Mm-hmm. So I have to evolve with what the people see, the kids see on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll make that more into level 3. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of techniques that you need to teach now that I wouldn't really use. Mm-hmm. So I have to learn everything, and I love learning everything. I'm like, what is that? What is that doing? I can remember pausing Josh LaMonica's videos years ago, and my husband used to say, what are you doing now? What are you looking at now? I'm like, I need to know why he's doing this. What is it creating? Mm-hmm. What shape is he creating there? Because it's like, he's doing it, but I don't know what he's doing.
It's just curiosity, isn't it? Curiosity is really feeding your creative side, isn't it? To, like you say, to constantly evolve. And then that's only going to be great for your students isn't it, coming in.
Because what I find is everybody, when people come in, everybody processes the information different, like we're saying, creatives and, more academic people. So I'm finding that if I teach people 3 ways, the SB3s, 3 ways, you can do it this way, but also this achieves the same thing and also this. So let's find what works for you. So I've evolved into that style now. I need to find what works for that person rather than this is my way and this is what works. Things have changed so much. I've changed so much in that I don't teach like I used to.
And how do you get the clients through the door? Is it the same as what you done back at college? Basically, get people off the street. Come for a haircut.
Leaflets at the time, you were allowed leaflets. I would go into businesses. But our clientele, we've just had a clientele for so long. We'll go through fits and starts where the students go home, it's quiet. So we have to get new ones in, we're generally quieter over the summer with students anyway. So it just works out well. But because we're near the university and we have got a lot of people who say they're there for 3-4 years, they'll say, just go SB for your haircut. And every time there's different ethnicities, hair types. It's brilliant. So we'll get we've had a lot of Afro hair because the university is in, I don't know, it's like they're in conjunction with
partnership.
Yeah. So we've had a lot of Asian people, Greek people, you know,
Amazing.
afro hair, you know, it's so amazing the amount of hair types we get in that academy.
Yeah.
You can't, I know they do buy it, but you can't buy that.
No.
They get so much experience.
Absolutely. And as far as like today, you know, this year, have you noticed a change in the type of people that are learning? Is there, are they, like you say, from a more of an academic side now?
Yeah, very much so. We've had a big influx in young people again.
Good.
Which is excellent. 16 to 18. We've had a really big influx the last year.
Mm-hmm.
But we've also had a lot of older people changing careers. By older, I mean sort of like, you know, like adults wanting to change careers. People from really high corporate jobs wanting to change for more freedom. And you can see people that get tattoos because they want the freedom of being able to do what they want, dress how they want, pick their own hours, have a little bit more time with family, you know, even though sometimes barbering can be really tying.
Yeah.
But it's a different type of commitment for them than getting the train to London, going and working in London for 3-4 days, coming home, a lot of commuting, you know, a lot of structure to their days.
And you're not really connecting with a human, are you? No. Really, in that side, it's all very, like you say, it's all very structured.
Yeah.
And you have to enact a certain way.
Yes.
Whereas actually, when you've got someone in your chair, you have to act differently to the next client that comes in. So you, again, it's that chameleon side and that social intelligence side, isn't it?
Yeah. And people can struggle coming into that environment. They think they want to learn to cut hair, but actually you've actually got to be good with people.
Yeah.
Customer care is everything. When someone goes from the academy into a barbershop, I do a lot of confidence building and a lot of work on customer care. Greeting your client as soon as they walk in the door. Never ignore a client, can't bear it. Greet your client, tell them how long you'll be, sit them down. We'll teach them even like shake the hand if they've never met them before. Hi, I'm say Ollie. I'll be cutting your hair today. Keeping their equipment clean, you know, like asking questions, showing them the hair, taking an interest in that person, teaching them how to style it. That person mightn't get the best haircut at first, but they'll stick with you because you listen and you take care and they feel that you've given them an experience.
Yeah, and you've built a relationship because, as we know, we've been with some of our clients for years.
Oh, yeah.
We've gone through deaths, marriages, divorces, children.
Yeah.
You know, so it really is, you are part of the family, extended family, aren't you?
100%. There's someone who comes in the academy who was my client when he was 3. He's in his 20s now.
I mean, that makes you feel a little bit old.
And his mum said he was a nightmare getting a haircut.
Yeah.
So when I see people, you know, like cutting people, kids who are like running around, I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
I used to stand him at the window to watch the buses. I used to just talk to him, move with him, just cut his hair, make it as stress-free as possible.
Yeah.
And he still comes into the academy to this day.
That's so nice.
I know.
And he can just come in, he feels really comfortable, he knows what to expect. And you've had a positive impact on his life. Yeah. And again, we don't realise the power of someone sitting in the chair. And we talk about the mental health side of it. And it's so, so important.
Very.
To allow that client to open up and talk, because they might have bottled that up for the last 4 weeks and all of a sudden you're getting it. How important is that for you just to give a piece of information to your students about that, awareness on that? Do you really kind of hold that weight with every student?
We do tell students that when you become a barber, you become a mini therapist. Sometimes Ryan, my husband, comes home and he can be worn out. Yeah. I know he needs an hour. Your head's fuzzy. You love it, but it's quite intense at times, depending on the day. Because some days it could be easy. Yeah. Some days it can be a little bit tough, you know, because people open up to you about their lives. Yeah. And I like that. I like that side of it. I like to give comfort. Like, I always remember people. I always ask how. Sometimes I get it wrong. I bet we've all got it wrong. I'm like, how's the bed? Like, I haven't got a bed. I'm like, oh, right, that's
You really look like someone else.
Yeah, I know you. I go on holiday, right? I'll go, don't you dare say you know him. I'm like, I actually do know him. He's like, you don't know him, Vikki. Move away.
I actually said to a client once, I remember, I was like, oh, it was January. I was like, this must be like the busiest time of your year, you know? He's like, not really. I said, well, accountancy is always busy. In January, I went, I'm not an accountant. I've done his hair for 12 years. I honestly thought he was an accountant.
Did you?
I just told myself.
It happens though, doesn't it?
What is that all about?
Because maybe you weren't talking about his job, you were talking about life.
He looked like an accountant. That's where it came from. Yeah. It generally was. It's like, you look like an accountant, you shouldn't be doing
it happens a lot, doesn't it?
I know, it really does. So, right, so that is the present. You know, you are getting so many different clients through the door now through students. Yeah. You're getting different learners from all different walks of life, and I think that's really important to say. You know, you're never too old, you're never too different to be a barber. So let's go to the future now. How does the future feel like for you with yourself first of all, but then with the academy?
Mm-hmm. For me, I feel like there's a higher calling somewhere for me.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy coaching people.
Okay.
I love it. I've done mentoring before for people in barbering. I dabbled into it. I maybe didn't do it. I didn't control it as much as I should have. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I was available quite a lot, which was mentally draining. Mm-hmm. There's got to be a better way for me to do it, because I do give a lot of advice. I always say to my students, just drop us a voice note. Anything you need, just drop us a voice note. And when I'm in the car, I'll be like, right, da-da-da-da-da. And then we'll just have a little conversation going throughout the day. I love doing that. Mm-hmm. I did do some mentoring, and I feel like I do a lot on mindset, confidence. Mm-hmm. Because there are ways to build confidence behind the chair. There's tricks, and you know that. Yeah. Yeah, and I think young people of today haven't got that experience. When we were younger, we would have a milk round, or I worked in a shop from 14. Mm-hmm. I used to get the bus up Newcastle and work in What Everyone Wants, behind the tills and everything at 14, 15 to get me more money. I had experience working with people from a very young age. My sons have, and they're all very confident with people. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people, or young people now, spend the time behind a screen, on the phones. They're always on the phones instead of interacting. Mm-hmm. It's habit. Mm-hmm. So we need to try and break that. And I feel like I need to coach them a little bit more in how to retain a client, how to speak to a client, how to, build relationships, because a lot of the younger generation struggle with that, which seems a little bit strange, but it's true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as you're growing up, you are learning subconsciously really about body language, voice tone.
Yes.
You know, when to let someone talk. It's having that real kind of not just talking about yourself, or actually not communicating at all.
Yeah.
Eye contact, being okay with that.
Yes.
I've got a 9-year-old boy, and I'm really trying my best to make sure that he can hold his own when he's having a conversation with adults. So, and what about the academy then? So where are you going with the academy? Have you gone as far as you wanted to go, or have you got plans for?
I've got plans to go online. I've had these plans for quite a long time. Mm-hmm. But getting everything filmed and relying on other people is pretty difficult.
Yeah.
And I've felt like over the years I've let myself down a little bit by saying this is coming, and it's never came.
Right.
Because for me, I'm a perfectionist, so I want everything perfect, when sometimes the best clips that I do is just me teaching a student saying, hold that 1 second so I can get it on camera.
Yeah.
And doing something, and I get more views on that, more interactions on that. So I feel like I always wait for the perfect moment, and it's a problem that I've got. perfectionism. Nothing's perfect, is it?
No, and it's not relatable. It's not real.
Yeah.
Is it? When it's done in a really high quality studio and you're saying this section, that section. I remember going back to when I watched a Tony Guy video.
Yeah.
And I woke up and the haircut was finished because it was so relaxing. But this section, section, and it was just not. Yeah. I didn't learn anything.
Yep.
From
I
that.
zone out a little bit like that.
So do you think education now? Obviously, you're trying to move your teachings online to naturally create some money, some revenue for the business as well. Are you thinking because of social media now, education should be a little bit more casual and a bit more real in a real setting?
Yeah, well, I'm working with Ollie, who's like a friend of mine, and he is fantastic at filming. But the way that we're capturing things is professional, but it's interesting rather than me just droning on. Which I think even if you're not a drony person, when you're teaching, it can get quite drony if you're not interacting with the students. So I find when I'm teaching, I like to talk to the students, come and have a go of this. Yeah. Everything's sort of, it's interactive. Ask them a question. Do you understand? Have you got any questions for me? When you're standing there and you're trying to talk and teach to a blank camera lens, there's no human element.
You're not getting anything back, are you?
It's really difficult.
Yeah.
Do that again. Okay, I've just done it. What did I say? At one point when I was filming something years ago, I've got a long hair course, a basic long hair, like a pivot point course that I've done. It's like my version of it. I won't release it. I feel like I'm too wooden on it, and it costs us a lot of money to make, but I feel like I'm too wooden. And I'm looking at it thinking, no, do that again. Can you do that again? And I'm going, I had to have someone sitting there, Sammy, and I was saying to Sammy, what did I just say there? Because when I teach, it's a free flow. Yeah,
it just comes out of you, doesn't it, naturally?
Yeah.
So again, it goes back to that structure, doesn't it?
Yes.
As that you can't, when you're a natural creative, you can't be structured to it. You can't have a script, and that's I suppose the biggest point, isn't it? Because also people learn from passion. If you deliver to the same bits of information, one very kind of structurally and one with like smiles and passion and eye contact, it's going to be so much more engaging, isn't it? Because you're like, oh, you're teaching it because you really like it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there.
Yeah.
And I find that getting your personality onto the film can be difficult without looking unprofessional. But Ollie knows me, and he's like, we need to get your personality out onto camera, like onto the film. But I think I've got a lot to give. I've probably got more knowledge of problem solving than anyone in the industry, and I'd say that as I'd put myself out there. I'm quite... It can be seen as arrogant, but I'm very confident in my abilities.
No, you've worked hard for it. This is the thing. I think we don't celebrate that enough. And you go back to you wanting to teach people about being confident. If you're not confident in yourself, then you can't teach someone else how to do it.
Exactly.
And if you've worked damn hard, as we've just heard, on where you've got to, and you can sit here and say, I feel really confident, I'm really happy that I want to pass things on.
Yes.
Then it's a pat on the back. You should absolutely celebrate that yourself, shouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it takes a special person to teach. I've watched you teach when you came in and done your course at the academy.
Yeah.
And you've got a lovely way with people, and people love that. And anyone can cut hair, really, which is bad to say, but to have that skill of transferring knowledge to someone in a way that they understand and having compassion for them and understanding. If they don't get it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Let's try this way.
Yeah.
Let's do this way. Let's find what works for you. You will get it. And that goes further than someone stand there going, right, pick up this section, you do this. Then you must do this and this. And sometimes you zone out, and it's difficult to learn like that.
Yeah, and I feel like the way I teach is I'm their cheerleader. I'm cheering them on and
Yeah.
wanting them to do well. And I think that's the difference between someone who's not passionate or maybe not engaged with a student, is just to say, well, you just do this and that's it. There we go. Just copy it. Well, it isn't. You're cheering them on because, you know, they've still got to learn hand-eye coordination. They've still got to break some rules maybe they've already learned.
Yeah.
And you've got to like go, come on, you can do it. You can do it. Yeah, absolutely.
I do laps around the academy, you know, when they're getting really quite confident and competent in what they're doing, making their own decisions. I encourage that. I'm like, they ask me a question and I'll say, you know the answer. You tell me the answer.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, exactly, you got this. Go on, do it.
Absolutely.
So when I'm doing laps around the academy, I look at people's work and I love to give them encouragement, because even grown adults need that. They need someone to say they're doing well.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, that is looking so good, you know, and I give them, I'm like, go on, that's excellent, that.
Yeah.
And then if they're doing the technique right, I'm like, keep going, brilliant. I'm like, that was fantastic. But then if I need to give them a little bit negative, we say, but on this bit, what we could do is, go on, you give it a go, rather than me doing it. Come on, I'll stand with you. We'll do it one-to-one. So giving that one-to-one support and encouragement, it's a gift.
Yeah. And just to round this up as well, I think what's really nice that's come out of today is when we're talking about standard of education, we're not talking about necessary certificates and what you have. It is actually your achievement in education is to deliver a confidence within your student to go out and do what you've taught them to do. It isn't necessarily that, you know, look at my level 2 or level 3. That is an outcome.
Yeah.
And that is nice to have. But walking out feeling really proud that they've learned something and going out into the world is what education's all about, isn't it?
100%. I totally agree. And week 8, when we see them cutting with such confidence, it's the best.
Yeah.
And if someone hasn't got it by week 8, I have got no qualms in bringing them back. 100%. I would bring someone back. I always give them extra days because I need the academy to keep going for the clients while we get the new students up to scratch.
Yeah.
Or up to speed, not to scratch, up to speed.
Yeah.
And then once they're up to speed, they drift out into their jobs. And most people, in fact, I would say 95% of people have got jobs lined up before they leave the academy.
Which really leads us on really well. So we've got a little section now where we've asked our followers some questions, and that's really good that you've started this kind of part of the conversation, because one of the followers has said, you know, how quickly or how fast can you do your level 2 to get to a chair? You know, what's that journey look like from level 2 to actually cutting hair and earning some money?
So you can do level 2, which is for beginners, but everybody's on a different learning journey.
Yeah.
Some people pick it up quick, some people take longer. Some people need to do level 3. Some people go in as a junior barber, where barbershops have got a program to introduce them into their way of working and onto the floor. So everyone's journey is different. But one thing for sure is that we'll have a lot of barbershops following us who message us for students.
Yeah.
And even some of like the most popular barbers up Newcastle. In fact, Philip Tilley messaged me yesterday about something. He's looking for another junior barber. Brilliant. And he takes them, he puts his little bit of education in, and then he progresses them to the floor from junior barber to barber. And the hoi polloi do the same. You know, they're another company in Newcastle who do that. You've got Sam Rascals, who's took some of our students. Obviously, people need to put work into them. They've only been cutting hair for a short period of time. Nobody, a small percentage, can leave and do it. Honestly, some people blow my mind, but some people, most people, will need mentoring. Yeah. So they go in and get mentored. But Sam Rascals has mentored quite a few as well, and because he does education and he's got them up to where he needs them to be to work in his shop. Yeah, so there's a path for most people. Junior barber, depends what level barbershop you're going into. I have to find a level of teaching that makes people that competent enough to be able to step it up to this level or drop down a little bit. So I have to find a happy medium, which people don't understand, or barbershop owners don't understand what I have to go through to find this happy medium. Because I've had people who've been at this level who've went into shops and they're like, well, if you don't do a haircut in 15 minutes and you don't use this technique, I can't take you on. But then I've had people say, I need you just a little bit more up here. So we'll do some work to get you where you need to be. So I'm in this zone.
Yeah.
If they're good, I can knock them up to this zone.
Yeah.
If they're quick, I just teach to their level.
And also as well, it's really important to say that how many cuts do they actually do on average for the level 2?
I would say 100, maybe more. I think a few people did more. We've had some do 150. It depends on how quick they are, if they're leaving early, if they're getting trains in, like it just depends. I would say average 100 to 120.
Yeah.
But it can be more, a little bit less.
Excellent. That's
unbelievable.
Excellent level. I mean, not to downplay colleges, but for yourself, you are getting volume, you are getting experience very, very quickly.
Yes.
I know that Cliff said that as well. It's straight away on your day one, you are straight in, picking up clippers. And that's, you're not faffing on. You're not, it's not a lot of theory, paper theory. There's theory when you're talking, obviously.
If you're in at the deep end, you swim. You've got to swim.
100%. That's excellent. And the next question is maybe a little bit of a cheeky question. Someone's asked, how much does it cost to open the academy?
I think when we opened it, we took a big leap of faith, if I'm honest, because we had a shop, right? So I was still teaching on my days in the shop and running a night class to bring revenue in. And also Ryan was cutting hair all day. And we took the academy and we were on the bare bones. We were using what we were earning at the time. I've never had an investment or anything. I've had help from friends and family when I was running out of money. But we would work say during the day, and then we'd build on a night. And we had a lot of help doing that. It was hand built, really. If you look at the time, it was all pallet wood and things like that. But then there's the additional costs of equipment and everything like that. And I remember the first day, 3 people dropped a set of clippers. And at the time, they were £80 each. And in my head, I'm thinking, I don't even know how I can replace these.
Yeah.
I have literally got nothing. We used to set the money out at the end of the week and say, this is for this is for that.
Yeah.
And Ryan would go, and I would go, this is what we've got for the week.
And what am I eating tonight?
Yeah. We used to go to Morrison's Cafe, right? We had 5, there's 5 of us.
Yeah.
Morrison's Cafe. Me and Ryan used to eat. Then the kids ate free. And then everyone gave a little bit off the plate to Sonny for his tea. And we were well known in there.
Yeah. You've got to do what you got to do, though, haven't you? Absolutely. And the last question, if you weren't barbering, what would you be doing?
I'd definitely be working with people.
Right, okay. In the caring or in...
I just genuinely love people. I mean, it's a joke in my house. Ryan's like, you love everybody, Vikki. And I'm like, I actually do. So I find the good in everyone. I think I would be teaching something or helping people in some way. I always like to help people.
Proper empath, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bad thing sometimes.
Well, it can be.
It can be draining.
I know.
I think you are. You are.
Yeah.
I know you are.
We're our own worst enemies.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'll just say thank you so much for getting to the root of it all today. I really appreciate it. And if you want to know anything more about Vikki and SB Barbering Academy, you can follow SB Barbering Academy on Instagram. And you're pretty much you're an open book, as we've clearly seen today. You can ask anything about the barbering or the academy side.
Oh, thank you so much.
Hey,
It's
no
been
worries.
Fantastic.
It's been fun.